Okay, cool.
Okay.
We're rock and rolling. How you doing today?
Good. Trying to figure out how to pin the Zoom up so I can be doing like reading my notes to you, but okay. I think we're good. So the first one was Chris Wagner. And then I got a phone call. Remember the people that we made the sight unseen offer to, a man and a woman, and now they're having to go through getting their tenants evicted, and they were having all that issue with, they called back. So they were calling back to let me know the status, and I think they're going to end up going with us, but they're now in a process of looking at a month to get this woman evicted.
Is there, did their other deal not go through?
He didn't mention that the other deal didn't go through. He just acted like he wanted to proceed with us. But he can't do anything. He has to actually go to court and have everything done through the proper channels.
That's not Chris. Is that Chris Wagner?
No, that's not Chris Wagner.
Oh, okay.
That's like Jewel or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name. I'm drawing a blank. It's Jewel, I think.
Let me see if I have Jewel and Dean Geiger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's them.
Oh, cool.
So they're back on the horizon. So I talked to him.
All right, I'll put the
So I'll just
notes.
Yeah. So I told him, we're kind of rotating out every other week. So one of us will be up there, but he thinks he's getting a court date set. He'll let me know as soon as that's set, but it's a whole big process. So apparently the laws are pretty strict up in Greenville. Like, people have rights once they're a renter, something for consider if we think about rent. Like, you're not even allowed to go in the house. Like, there's a lot of what I would call under the table renting in Greenville, where people are just like, oh, I own this, I can go in anytime. But if you involve any type of channel, like a property management company, they have to really follow like all of these laws.
Interesting.
So, yeah, very interesting. So I'll keep out, look for them.
It looks like we offered them, was it 45,000?
Yeah.
Felt like the ARV on it was like 60 or something.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's good.
So the first one that I went to was Chris Wagner at 7 Verdun. So I went and looked at the main house. The main house is in pretty decent shape. The roof's 15 years old. It's an older home, built in the 1920s, but it's actually in really pretty nice shape. The kitchen probably needs to be redone, but rentals up there they don't redo them. So,
but yeah, the flips.
The comps.
I'm noticing some what I call "quote unquote" renovated houses, and they're not doing anything like we're doing.
No, like that would blow people out of the water. Like I don't even think they know what to do with it.
Right.
I don't even think their taste level is where ours is. Maybe in some of those newer builds, I might, next time I'm up there, I might try to go, when they have those open houses for the new builds where they always have one open, a model. Yeah. I might go look at those and see if what the styles are even up there, but it just seems a little like behind the times.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-1. The comps in the area were like on the low end 95, on the high end 130. This guy, he's also got a structure in the back that was converted into 2 apartments, and one of them was his brother's that passed away, and then the other one was his other brother that sounded like he was like a drug addict or something, and he was like letting transient people live in there, but he couldn't find the key, so I couldn't get in. But he said one of them's in really good shape and one of them was in, squatter shape,
Yeah.
So I think I just kind of threw out a number for him, just sight unseen with that second structure, because for 75 for the whole thing, with the house, with the comps being at 95 to 130, pretty much as is. And then with kind of that bonus apartment. So there's 2 1-by-1 apartments. One's in better shape than the other. I was able to peek in, but I couldn't get in, But
So they're on that same property?
They're the same property, but the main house, you drive up on Verdun Avenue, and then the apartments, you drive up on the back side of it. So you have separate access, which is nice.
Which house is it?
So you're on the other side of the street.
Oh, other side? Okay.
Yeah, that's the house.
The left or right?
The left.
Okay. And so there's more units. There's another unit back there?
Yeah, it's another whole structure on the, like if you go to the road behind it.
Yeah.
You can see it from there.
Huh.
So there's a fence. It's on the same lot and on the same deed, but there is a fence that separates the two. You have to access the other structure on the opposite side of the road.
Okay.
But I think 75 for everything. He wasn't, opposed to that. I just was kind of throwing out a number based on the value of it being really on the main house. But I think there is some added value with the 2 apartments in the back for rentals, because Furman University is not too far from there.
Right.
There's a couple of universities, actually, Bob Jones and Greenville Tech.
Yeah.
So there are some, he said there are, what is that in that backyard?
I don't know. Let's see. This is from, I don't know what date the satellite view's from.
Whoa. Yeah.
So this is his house, right?
Yeah.
And then this is the structure behind? It must be.
Yeah. But all that stuff isn't in there anymore. I don't know what that stuff is. He did tell me there was a bunch of junk that he had to clear out, and his brother was like letting drug addicts and running drugs out of there and prostitution and stuff.
Geez.
So
okay.
it was, so he had to kick him out, and he doesn't even know where he is, but he's dead to him, he said.
And nobody's living in either one now.
Nobody's living in either one. They're like dead bolted,
Yeah.
Nobody's getting in there anymore. He said he had his whole family's musicians, and he had, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of vintage and antique equipment and stuff. And his brother broke in and was selling stuff out of there. He's like just thousands. I mean, like $50,000 worth of old guitars and pianos. I guess he used to have kind of like a side antique instrument business too. He just seemed like he kind of wanted to be done with it. So there's a woman that lives that's renting out the main house, and she's paying $600, but the rent estimate, she's been in there like 8 years or something like that. So the estimate of rental is $1,000 to $900.
Yeah.
But she's a smoker. It smells like smoke in there, but
okay.
But I think 75 it's kind of like you almost get the back structure as a bonus,
Oh yeah.
So I think he's not opposed to that. He wants to get me into the back structure. He found one key right when I was driving out of town, but he's looking for the other one. And I said, we'll be back up and stuff, but I'm going to talk to my company and see if we could just make a sight unseen offer, including that back structure.
Awesome. Yeah, the back structure looks.
75 for the whole thing is not bad. His taxes are like $2,400 a year, which I thought was kind of steep.
Does he live out of state?
No, he lives just down in the next town or something like that. He's making some kind of music venue, fixer-upper type thing that he does, like wedding DJ and stuff like that. So that stuff is not there anymore. It's all empty under there.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Yeah, that would be a twofer for sure.
Yeah.
Did he say there's bedrooms and bathrooms already, well, at least stubbed in there? I'm assuming.
There's a bedroom and a bathroom in both of them. There's a kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom in both of them. The one that his brother that was like a handyman lived in that died, he said that one's in good shape and they never got into that unit. But the other one, you know, it's just his other brother was living in it for a while.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that'd be a good one.
okay. Super nice guy though.
That's cool.
How do I get back to my, okay, I'll just look at my phone.
Oh no, go ahead. I'll stop sharing. There you go.
Oh, okay. I was like, what happened? Let's see. The next one, I believe, was 230. Millie Tolan. Okay, so this is the one that we were kind of chatting late. I just don't see the value that she puts on the property, but maybe I'm missing something. So it's 509 Jenkins Street, Greenville, South Carolina.
Sorry, what was her name again?
Millie Tolan. She's an old lady. I thought she was going to topple over. She kept going through all this like hill and walking all through the yard with me.
She has two properties right next to each other?
Side by side. Okay. 509 and 507. Right across the street, if you want to pull it up on Google Maps, right across the street, it's like all cleared out. What they're doing with it. I can't figure out anything. Looked it up like just in the Greenville News, but I didn't know really where to look. It looks like they're going to build houses so it's not quite in as nice of the area as the other one that we ran through. And then there's like little duplexes on either side of these two properties, but it looks like the whole area is in transition.
Let me zoom out and I can tell you.
I did find one comp of a lot very similar to hers, bought in 2018 for $20,000. So I thought, you know, just as a lot, 20,000, you know, the fact that they're side by side might be a little better, but she was throwing out this crazy number, and I just she thinks 150 for both of them, and I couldn't find anything to support that theory.
Okay. Yeah, these are all just a bunch of crackerjack houses still.
Our numbers were like, whoa, way off.
I mean, here's how you can tell the area.
They're tear downs. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm looking over here. And I always look and see what businesses are around. Like, where's the closest grocery store? But the police station's close.
Yeah, it's not far from, you know, like kind of city center area.
Well, West Greenville, so this Cotton Mill district and the West Greenville area, those are really hot areas right now. So it obviously is going to keep kind of moving this direction more than likely. Right. Because you can find affordable housing there. You know, this stuff all up in here is really expensive, the north side of town. But what did the street look like? Did it look like there was other things going on?
Like I said, this whole area was all dug up, like it was getting ready to be developed into something. And then there's those little duplexes. There were still some questionable people just kind of walking the street, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of what's going on like in West End but not as nice lots, or like Pittsburgh almost, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's some transition, but there's still the strongholds that are, you know, probably lookouts and stuff like that. You know what it is?
All right, let's see what we got here.
You know what a lookout is, Terry?
A what?
A lookout.
A lookout?
Yeah, do you know what a lookout is?
Uh-uh.
So a lookout, and you see these if you drive around some of the bad neighborhoods. I should have pointed them out to you. We were driving around. Is you'll see them on the corner, and it's people that are standing on the corner and they're looking out for either gang activity or drugs or police or anything like that. And that means that there's usually drug activity somewhere on that street.
Oh,
so
great.
They're called lookout. They let them know so they can, lock it up.
Habitat for Humanity of Greenville owns that property across the street. The
Habitat?
Yeah, it looks like Christ Episcopal Church sold it to Habitat for Humanity of Greenville a couple years ago. A year ago, I guess, year and a half ago.
So do you think they're going to be low-income housing?
It's possible, or, Habitat will put houses in there, You said it was being dug up and developed?
Yeah, it's all dug up, and it's got, plumbing and all that stuff run.
Yeah, that would probably be, they're probably subdividing this out into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 lots.
Or townhouses.
And put houses on them, yeah.
I didn't see a lot of townhouses in Greenville.
I don't think there'll be townhouses. I think there'll be regular little Cracker Jack houses, but, what did they pay for it? That's the question. It says sale price 0.
And for all of that, it says fair market value, and that's saying for that whole lot, 150, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Well, that makes sense if you found lots for 20 and there were 6 lots. Habitat for Humanity of Greenville.
Yeah. Which just supports the fact that there's no way anybody's going to pay her $150,000 for 2 lots,
Right. Looks. Now, this is the stuff I can never really tell, but when I click on, how'd I get there? I clicked on property report from the GIS map, and that took me here. Last sale price looks like Christ Episcopal Church paid $50,000 for it in 2008, January 14th, 2008. Again, the date things never make any sense either to me. I finally figured out the first 4 of the years, and then month, and then I don't know if they deeded it to Habitat or what, but I certainly could see a church doing that.
Yeah, that church is on that street, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. So that'd be, at least there'd be some nice houses over there.
So it's 509 and 507.
509.
And then the 2 on either side are duplexes.
Okay.
Or like kind of quadplexes, really.
Okay. 509, 507 Jenkins.
I just don't see the value that she sees in them.
So she wants 150 for both?
Yeah. I told her, that I found a lot very similar with a house. She knows they have to be torn down. She knows they do.
So they're tear downs for sure.
Oh, they're tear downs. Yeah. Okay. She didn't even let me in. They're all like dead bolted up, and her nephew that got out of jail messed up one of them really, really bad, and 3 people up there. Not her, but it sounded like her family was just not good.
And then you got this here.
Yeah.
Was she white or black?
She was black.
Not that it matters. I've never seen a bad area in Greenville, so I'm kind of wondering where they are, But that's.
I've seen some bad areas.
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I didn't see a lot of in Greenville, though, is I didn't see a lot of Mexican people at all. I haven't seen any areas. I've only seen one person that was like renting to a Mexican family, but I didn't really see many at all.
What's interesting is, there's lots of cute houses in here that have been renovated.
Yeah. I haven't seen inside. That one house I showed you is probably the worst house I've ever seen, with the holes in the floor and the ceiling and the walls.
Oh, that was crazy.
It looked like kind of asbestos siding. It was just really old. So 1940s is when those houses were built.
You know, this area, this does remind me of English Avenue, right? It's all
It
coming.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
No, this isn't that bad, but this is the kind of area that you pay cheap money for these houses, and then if you can, you hold them because this is going to be a big area at some point.
Yeah.
Like these little, if you can pick up these little commercial buildings for, next to nothing and just let it sit there.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh gosh, these are boarded up. This one's boarded up.
Yeah. When it gentrifies, it'll be like a yoga studio or a Jamba Juice.
Right. Right. Yeah. And it'll have to do it. I mean, Greenville I found it's the fourth fastest growing city in America right now.
Well, you can get so much for your money. And I was telling Molly, I was like, wow, you can get a lot for your money. She's like, but do you want to live there? And I said, no, probably not. But, I mean, there's really nice areas, but. Yeah.
It takes, like when we stayed, it was literally 10 minutes to everywhere. Right. But the suburbs, that's where the new housing and stuff is, and the good schools, just like it is here. Okay.
Right downtown is really nice too. Like their Main Street, that's where I stayed this time because I wanted to be able to walk to the restaurant when I got home. It was really nice. And there, it kind of reminded me of like the Highlands or, Inman Park or that type.
Did you stay right downtown, or did you stay like you could walk a half mile?
I stayed right near where the Trapdoor is, the restaurant.
Do you like coffee?
Yeah.
The best coffee I've ever put to my lips is at, I think it's called the Chocolate Mousserie. It's right there by the courthouse. Oh my gosh.
Sure it wasn't a chocolate something? It was just regular coffee?
It's called Bridge City Coffee Company. I'm like, what coffee is this? And it's
you want to invest.
Husband and wife, small little roaster. They're getting ready to open their own store. But it was the best coffee I've ever drank. So Bridge City Coffee. You
should offer that at your clubhouse for your 55 and up community.
Yeah, that's right. Bridge City Coffee. You can buy it online. I tried to stop by because I like to stop by and see them roasting it and stuff, but
yeah.
I'll tell my
wife. Probably drink all your profits, though.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, this definitely is an area to watch.
It is an area to watch. I think if we could have picked those up for 20, that might have been, But she thinks 150 for both, and they're nice deep lots. I will say that, but no way.
Does Redfin show any lots selling? You said you found some for 20, right?
Yeah. Around 20, yeah. 20, 25. One was really big in a corner, and it was like 25. Okay. The only value that I saw really was that they were side by side, but, I mean, you'd still be building two separate houses. So
that's the thing. She's looking at these Zillow's estimates. That's what she's looking at. It's like
she is.
Yeah, Zillow means that you fix them up.
It means, but I said, that's what I explained to her. I said, the Zillow estimates are kind of an average of all the houses on a street once they've been fixed up. So there's no house here is what you're telling me. So we have to actually tear this one down and build a new house. Mm-hmm. So there's no way that we could pay, what you're asking. It's like, oh no, I understand, but she's just going to hold out, I think. So this is her inheritance and her legacy to her grandchildren. So, I understand.
So she's basically a long-term follow-up.
Yeah. Very nice lady.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you hit it right on the head. 40 for both. All right, the question is, do you want Tiffany to do that long-term follow-up, or do you want to do it?
Let her do the long-term follow-up on this one. And then when she comes back in, I'll touch base with her again.
Okay.
Because at this time, she basically told me no. I don't want to keep pestering her because I just met her.
Right.
But she's already been talking.
All right. I'm just going to tell her to keep in touch with her every 3 weeks. Uh-oh.
Because even if I go, the thing is with her, I know even if I go into, Habitat bought the place across the way, so they're not going to be building really nice houses. She's not going to get all of that.
No.
It's just going to need to stay in touch. If she's been able to sell them and she needs to do it, maybe she'll call us back,
Well, and when you're talking to somebody, I mean, it sounds like to me she agreed with you that they were teardowns, right?
Oh, yeah. She didn't want to let me in them.
Okay. So in that case, you can use this formula. You can say, listen, to build a brand new house in this area, it's going to be $90 a square foot. So if we build another house, if we build 1,000 square foot house on here, it's going to be 90 grand and plus the lot cost. And then you can say, you can take them back to the comps. You can see that these fixed up houses are selling for whatever they're selling for, right? 120, whatever. But you're right. I mean, to have a $20,000 lot with sewer on it, that's good. And if those would be worth just holding until that area starts to come around, but then 20 grand, built a 1,000 square foot house. I mean, you'd be lucky to build it for 90 a square foot. So it's 90,000 plus 20 is 110. If 110, if you could sell that house for 160 after commissions and everything else, that's like us doing a flip. But yeah.
It's a long term. Yeah, I kind of went into that with her, but as soon as I started in with the numbers, I could just see it going right over the top of her head.
Yeah.
She did tell me though that she was a nurse's assistant, for a long time, and she had a brand new Buick SUV, and I think maybe she had other properties. I don't know, but I mean, she didn't seem to be hurting. But
right,
she hasn't been in these houses for years. She said.
Yeah. You just never know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else you got?
So the next one, you just wouldn't believe. I think you need to go see that house that I went to go see yesterday. It's a teardown.
Oh, in East Cobb?
Yeah. It's the weirdest house I've ever been in. It's so weird. The next one is Theo Mitchell. I think we covered this one. I'm trying to get back in touch with him to raise my offer to 120. This is the one we looked at in that kind of historic area, I guess.
Yep.
So he's hard to get on the phone. So every time I've called him, his voicemail has been full, and he doesn't really respond to text. So eventually he'll call me back.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like a wholesalable lot for sure.
Yeah, but I think
this one was.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. 9 Biltmore. I kind of did some research on that one.
Yeah, we did when we were chatting.
I don't know if I punched it. I wanted to see what was across the street. Did you ever find out?
No. I did find another lot that sold for 176 in May, but it looked like a little nicer of a lot. It looked like a teardown, I guess. And then I drove around like when I was there, and there definitely were some big houses being built on the street around, but this was kind of like almost like a side street where not much had been completely renovated, yes, but nothing had been like torn down and a giant house built on the street.
So the company, that land across the street is owned by Stone Family Properties, LLC.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what the property report says. Because I'm curious as to when they bought that. Interesting. So This lady, Kathy Joyner, had it. Then the Biltmore Group LLC had it, and then they sold it off in 2014 to this, whatever this is. Yeah, there we go. They bought it in 2013 and paid $800,000 for it.
It's a big space.
Yeah, and it looks like to me, let me see if I can zoom out here. Zoom out. I mean, so here's a way to gauge the lot values, right? Let's see, they have, if this.
Are you sharing the screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Nope.
I was like.
Okay. So, so all of this, I hit the identify button. Let's just make sure. Yeah, it's all owned by this Stone Family Properties LLC. And that looks like to me, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lots. And this must be for a detention pond or something back here. So
yeah,
10 lots. Hey man, hold on one second. Beth, Raphael, our tile guy's here.
okay.
Beth says hi.
Oh, sorry to bother.
That's all right.
Here, I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
She is stupid. Okay. So I'm gonna have to bring the restaurant.
Okay.
Tomorrow for the show.
Okay. Are you sure it's all right? Saturday?
It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. It's all right.
Or
as long as I'm not bothering you.
Yeah.
Do your family.
We can do it Monday too if you want. That's easier for you.
Monday.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's easier for you. I think my son has a tournament Saturday and Sunday, so.
Okay. And then I'm gonna bring the wood. Yeah, because I have to have a
Okay.
clean cut here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be staggered, right?
Yeah.
Gonna be staggered.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Have a great rest of your day. All right. Sorry, Beth. Raphael.
So, real quick question. For the point of these meetings, do you want me to upload pictures? Because typically I don't upload pictures unless we have something under contract.
I think uploading them and tagging the link in Podio for the sake of us coming back to it 2 months from now when they call back would be good.
Okay.
So like, I know that if you put it in Dropbox, and then I think you can go down here and put,
I'll have Maggie create a Greenville pending folder then to keep it separate, because I can't create folders on the shared Dropbox, but I can add to them. So
okay. Hold on, let me see if I can, how do we do
I
that?
want to keep them separate, but I just don't want to, fill it up.
Right. Okay, so it looks like, let me see, Dropbox. It looks like we can integrate, come on.
Yeah, if my computer doesn't remember my password, there's no way I can remember it.
Oh, I'm the same way, no doubt about it. 881267. 881267. Enter. Cool. So
Is that
now you can just go in here and you click choose a file, Dropbox,
yeah.
and then go to, is it Flips?
How did you do that? Dropbox on my computer, but so I just do it that way and just choose a file.
I think you can just go in and choose a file. Except I only want to share the team folder. That's, let's see, how do the settings? Terry Berger team.
Do you notice my coffee cup?
What does it say?
Nobody says Hot Lana.
That's awesome.
Robert got it swag at some event. I'm like, ooh, that's mine.
That's a good one. we bought a Greenville one when we were up there, and then my favorite coffee mug that Marcy's hopefully getting me for Christmas is I like coffee and 3 people. So you almost spit your coffee out because you know how true that is.
Mine would be like, I like coffee and one of my dogs.
They have those too, yeah. If they had cheesecake and 3 people, that would even be better. But yeah, I'll figure this out. But I know you can go in here, Terry Burger Team folder, and then flips. It might just be, I tell you, it just might be easier just to copy the Dropbox link and paste it in.
That's usually what I just do, is just copy the link.
Yeah.
But I just have to get Maggie to create a Greenville like pending folder, and then I can add to that folder.
Okay. Yeah, I think it would be helpful just to have, if you're taking them, let's go ahead and get them uploaded. That way, if we come back and revisit the property, we remember it.
Yeah. Plus, I can't keep them on my phone forever. So.
Right, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
I went through my old pictures. I bought the one with the most storage possible, the absolute most storage possible, and I'm close to filling it up. So I had to go through and delete a bunch of old, ugly houses from way back. Yeah. If someone finds my phone, you're going to think I'm like the weirdest person ever.
All right. So this, were we looking at this person, Lavinia? No, wait, what am I looking at here? Oh, we were looking at that Greenville property.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's just a keep in touch with her.
Biltmore. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. Biltmore. These people only paid $800,000, so they're into these lots for $80,000 a piece. So, yeah. And I think I would make sure you tell him, hey, look, I did some research on that property across the street, and they paid $800,000, and it looks like there's maybe 8 or 9 lots there. So we feel like we're kind of right where we need to be.
Right.
Okay.
If it was like a 3-2 instead of a 2-1, I would say maybe even, it's a charming house, even though it's falling into the pits of hell, basically.
Oh my gosh, that thing was crazy.
He's like, don't walk in this room. I'm not so sure about the floors. I said, I'm pretty sure that floor has collapsed.
Yeah, and what's the bummer is it has such really cute curb appeal from the outside. You could really do some stuff with that, And
the inside's got beautiful original hardwood floors and a great room. And it's a cute little house,
This one here was like valued at $500,000. This one, and there was one over here. Back up the road a little bit. That one was it this one here maybe? Yeah, these two were built at the same time back before the market crashed, and I think they were $700,000 back then. But I mean, obviously there's new construction pretty much everywhere around here.
Yeah. I saw that house right there on the corner. It was nice.
Yeah.
It's just like a little pocket street, though, where they haven't been tearing them down. That I was on.
Okay. That's a good area, though. I love that area.
Yeah.
Did you walk around Reedy Park at all?
No. It was, where's Reedy Park?
It's right there in downtown. That's the park that the whole city kind of is centered on.
Oh, okay.
Where the waterfalls are. Yeah, if you like Main Street.
It was dark when I got home, so the time change and everything. But
where did you eat?
The trap door.
Oh, the trap door, yeah. Yeah. So the park.
I ate there last time with Robert, and Robert's like, I know you went and got that duck again. And I said, yeah, I did. It was really good.
Oh, that's funny. Biltmore, where was Biltmore? So like this park goes down, and so the river comes down through the middle of town, and this park goes down through Church Street, and it's like some big old houses up in here.
Yeah.
But everybody knows what they have. When they're this close to the park and to Main Street, they know what they have.
Kind of like Piedmont.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's people paying $1 million, to be all through here. Like we stayed, so here's Main Street. We stayed over in here somewhere. Yeah, back over.
Okay.
I stayed here when I went up by myself once on Earl Street. That's that cute little Airbnb that I sent you, and then we stayed here on Park Street.
Oh yeah, it got booked.
Yeah.
I was in just a small little condo where it was pretty secure, where you had to have a code to even get up on the elevator, and 2 people bothered me while I was there. I'm like,
really?
Come on. Yeah, and then the firemen came at 8:30 in the morning, and I'm like, what in the world? And I see 2 firemen, and they're like, well, we're just letting you know that the fire alarm's going to go off for the next 15 minutes. And I'm like, do I need to come outside? And they're like, no, we're just testing it. I'm like, gosh, a lot of activity on the one day that I'm here.
Right.
One day.
Yeah.
I will say though, I think it's a company or a group of people that own several of them, because they kind of all look the same. And they have all these really nice, like Williams Sonoma coffee pot, but everything's never been used. There's no coffee out to put in the coffee machine. There's no bottled water, and then there's no like filtered water anywhere either. I'm like, you guys need to have a little bit more attention to detail.
Is that the one that had the pictures of the deck?
Do what?
Are those the ones that have the little pictures of the outside deck where you can kind of envision yourself having coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those. We were going to stay at one of those, but then my truck wouldn't fit in their parking deck. So.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
By the way, I don't know how much more you want to go up there, but I put on the Greenville. Is this shared with you, this Greenville specific resources?
I don't know.
All right,
I have trouble finding the Dropbox links for some reason. We have so many duplicates. I feel like we need to really go through and get rid of some of them. But it's just hard for me to find things sometimes.
Yeah, this is Google Drive, so.
Or Google Drive, that's what I meant.
Yeah, Greenville specific resources. So I have a bunch of things in here. I use a lot there's a school locator, so you can find out what school it's in. The zoning classification I just found. Let me show you that one.
I don't mind going like every other week. That's fine. I just really do want to focus on getting some Atlanta deals.
Yeah,
we
need some.
Hurting right now. Yeah,
we're definitely hurting right now. But the zoning classifications, what this is good for is if you go to that map, of Greenville County, you can, so let's say I'm in Greenville, and let's see here, let me search, advanced search. Okay, yeah, zoning. I guess, how did I get there before? Land use, zoning overlay, there it is. Okay. Zoning overlay, so if I stop that, tools, Well, darn it. I thought I had it. You know how you do something and then you can never remember how you did it?
Oh, yeah. Button clicker. So then I'm like, how did I get here?
Right. Community information, like street view. Well, if I can figure it out, I will show you, but there's a way. Map themes, there it is. Map themes, zoning. So when I click on that, it now shows all of the zoning in the city, which could be a little crazy, but if you start zooming into an area and you're like, let me show you kind of an example. It's good to know that the residential zoning, let me find an example for you. All right, so RM. RM is multifamily. So there's in the Google sheet, there's a thing that says Greenville County zoning classifications. And so let me see if I found it. Yeah, here it is. So RM2 through RM20 basically allows there to be like a duplex development or a multifamily unit there. It could just be a single family bungalow, but the zoning allows for you to create a duplex. So if it was a complete wreck and you had to gut the whole thing anyway, you would gut it and just put in 2 units, like 2 rental units, you know? And let me see if I can show you a quick example. West Park Drive, Greenville. Avenue. So I only know this area because I stayed in this area. I hope you don't think I'm that. I know I'm not one of those.
No, I'll probably try to stay in different areas every time so I can kind of figure out the land.
So you look at like, trying to find one. Yeah, here we go. This one here. It's an old Craftsman bungalow, but it has one unit here and one unit here. Yeah. And so they've either gutted it at one time and redone it and added a wall down the middle, you know, and put a bathroom in it and a bedroom. But those make great Airbnbs or rentals or whatever. So
you have to have a firewall if it's 2 separate units.
I don't know what the codes are up there, but like this one across the street's kind of not as good looking, you know. But so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to isolate and pull those RM zoning classifications and see if there's a way for me to pull those and mail just those multifamilies to where you can buy it and turn it into a duplex.
Okay. So if it is a duplex, is there a potential of having 2 separate owners on the duplex? Because that happens up in Habersham County. I've seen that.
Nope, I don't
believe it looks like it's almost, it's weird. I don't know if it's like that's where I grew up or whatever. And I was looking at the city records and it looks like one person owns one side and one person owns the other side.
I think in Nashville they do that too, but they split the lot up into 2. And it's like a mini subdivision. There's 2 houses in one subdivision. So you record covenants on who takes care of what and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, up there, because when I click on it, it's only one owner, any of the duplex.